heart, because you were special people. Special because you could tell them by the arrows in their backs. But God bless those arrows and bless that faith, bless that ability to hear God's voice and speak it to the students whom God brought to share with us here at ORU University. Joyce and I had the privilege of meeting Dr. Lavoy Hatchett and his wife Joyce in September of 1950. Wow. Before either couple was married. We were all students at Southwestern College in Oklahoma City. And Joyce and Lavoy were very active in college life. Joyce and my Joyce played the organ and the piano in Buse Memorial Church, and believe it or not, I led the congregational singing. Can you really believe that? Lavoy was active in athletics. He could hit a softball farther than anybody I had ever seen hit a softball. I had a Rollins Claw first baseman mitt. That was the best first baseman's mitt available in 1950. But Lavoy was a much better first baseman than I was. So he borrowed my Rollins Claw first baseman's mitt when we played softball together at Southwestern College. I was delighted when Lavoy became a member of the founding faculty of ORU University. I was in the process of my last days of completing my doctorate degree at ORU University when I learned about that, and I was very pleased. Can you believe it? Lavoy taught mathematics in a way that made it enjoyable and learnable, both at the same time. He was the kind of faculty member who was outstanding, and I'll read you about some of those honors in just a moment. But he never lost his love for athletics. He was the first baseball coach of ORU. And without him, we wouldn't have had the first baseball field that we had. He was the basketball scorer for the basketball team for more than 30 years and only missed 2 games during that more than 30-year time span. He was the kind of faculty member who made my job as provost easy and enjoyable. He was also a very good fisherman, and I got to go fishing with him and play golf occasionally. I should have done more of that. Lavoy will always live in my heart and in my memories and my love for him, as I know he will for you. A mathematician can do funny things with numbers. In the early years at the university, I was the editor of the university magazine, the ORU Outreach. And I'd written an article that I needed a catchy title for. So I was talking to Lavoy about that, and he said, "Well, Carl, how is 2 + 2 = 5? I said, "That makes a great title. I don't know how to do it except by changing the number base," but Lavoy assured me, but I changed it to number base. You can do that. I'd like for Joyce Hatchett to come up now and let me read the presentation that has been prepared for Lavoy, and we honor him on his special night in this alumni meeting. Dr. Lavoy Taylor Hatchett, faculty member 1965 to 1995, 1972 Faculty of the Year Award, 1995 ORU Distinguished Service Award. A faithful servant who answered God's call to be part of ORU's founding faculty to teach mathematics, computer programming, and statistics. The call to establish ORU's first baseball team, coach it for 3 years with a winning record, and built the first ORU baseball field, including the well to keep it watered, call to keep the official scorebook for the ORU basketball team at home and away, missing only 2 games in 33 years. The call to turn stamp collection donations into special funds, and the ongoing call to mentor hundreds of students and alumni with steadfast, gentle, and compassionate wisdom. Dr. Hatchett also answered God's call to serve his nation in active service in the U.S. Army, advancing to captain in the U.S. Army Reserves. The call to serve his church, once making certain blocks to build a church in Elk City, Oklahoma, and the call to serve his beloved wife, Joyce, and children Bruce, Angela, and Barry, all ORU alumni, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Of interest to many, Dr. Hatchett was also remembered as perhaps the only faculty member to have played touch football and softball with Oral Roberts at Southwestern Bible College during the 1940s. Oral Roberts and Lee Braxton helped found Southwestern College in the 1940s. Throughout his life, Dr. Hatchett made Proverbs 3:5-6 a hallmark Bible passage for his life. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. He did direct LaVoy Hatchett's path for all the ways in which he blessed our lives. Joyce, we love you. I just wish this could have been done a year earlier when LaVoy was still alive. But bless you, and here is this plaque.
First, I want to say a big thank you for inviting me and my family here tonight. My daughter, Angela, will you stand? And her husband, Dale, and their oldest daughter, Sarah, is with us. Our sons, Bruce and Barry, and their wives, and our other granddaughter and her husband would love to be here, believe me. This is a special evening for us, and I am really happy to receive this award on LaVoy's behalf. I sort of feel like he's with us tonight, you know. In his passing, he felt like that the experience of passing from this life was the ultimate graduation, without having to wear the regalia. Incidentally, his TU doctoral robe hangs pressed and cleaned in the closet, and if you know of someone who would could use that, please get in touch with me. The Lord gave LaVoy a gift of service and teaching, and his reward was acting that throughout his life in everything he did. He also enjoyed receiving all of the accolades and appreciation that was given to him from the administration and from his colleagues and from his students, especially from his students. Now, that gift of teaching, I know some of you probably are recipients of that, especially if you were in his statistics class. Everyone who had to take that course wanted to get into the boys' class, but he could only take so many. And also, if you are a faculty member who was working on your degree, your doctoral degree from TU, you may have been on the receiving end of some tutorial help to get through statistics at TU. Anyway, as I mentioned, he especially loved his students, and they especially loved him. He felt very appreciated and very loved. In '72, it was mentioned here in the plaque, he received the Faculty of the Year Award And if you graduated in that class, you received a little New Testament, and a flyleaf had been inserted in that little testament, and it had part of his acceptance speech or address that he gave the student body. And I have his notes. And I'm going to read a little bit of what he said. In closing, I would like to paraphrase a couple of verses from the 12th chapter of Ecclesiastes. Students, be admonished by these things. There is no end to the making of books, and much study is a weariness to the flesh. He says, I suppose this implies that the educational process is going to continue until the end of time. The next verse points toward the crux of the passage, though. Now let us hear the conclusion to the whole matter. Fear not, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Thank you.
Of course, the evening would not be complete for a boy without an eagle, and let me read you the wording on that eagle.
Appreciation and honor for many years of faithful and remarkable service to our alma mater from the ORU Pioneer Alumni 1968-1974, presented to the family of Dr. LaVoy Hatchett, February 7, 2014.